What's up? Welcome back to the channel. So right now I just finished priming some materials right here for a job we've got going on tomorrow. And I've got some time and I'm going to take this time to answer one of the most frequently asked questions I've ever received on this channel. Probably the most frequently asked question I've ever received. And it's kind of funny because out of everything I've shown on this channel, wainscoting, crown molding, baseboard, accent walls, there's questions about that stuff. But the most frequently asked question is, what do we fill our nail holes with? Even when I do live streams, the question comes up like over and over. What do you fill your nail holes with? And I'm gonna address that and answer it in this video. It's really two products and they are right here. The first one is gonna be this DAP Drydex. They're both DAP products, both the products I'm gonna talk to you about. This is the Drydex spackling. This is the one we most frequently use. And then we use this stuff right here that is called plastic wood. So again, like I said, another DAP product. This is not a DAP sponsored video, and I purchased all this stuff all the time with my own money. So always got to make that clear. Everyone thinks everything's a commercial, but I'm really trying to help you guys. These are the products I use. People ask me, so let's get right into it. Start with the product that we use most, and that's going to be this one right here. This is the DAP Drydex. This is a spackling right here, and I'll let you get a look at the container there. This is the pink stuff that when I open it up, you'll see this is pink, and then when it dries, it turns white. They call it a dry time indicator. And I'll go ahead and open this one up and show you what it looks like on the inside. And it's just this pink kind of pasty looking material. And we just simply put our finger in there, grab some off, and then go to work filling nail holes. I mean, it's really that simple. It does not shrink and it does not crack. So it's perfect for filling nail holes. The last thing you want when you're filling nail holes is for that filler to shrink, because then it kind of makes your filling process void. You're gonna see all those holes again. The whole purpose, obviously, right, of filling the nail holes is to fill them in and hide them and conceal them. So you want something definitely that's not going to shrink, and both of these products don't shrink. I get a lot of questions about if we put caulking in the nail holes, and that is an absolute no. You do not do that. I highly recommend against that, because what happens is, and I've seen this in real life, is that someone who goes and fills in nail holes with silicone caulking, it's going to shrink up a little bit. All caulkings shrink, and that is going to be a bad deal, because it may look good now and you may go ahead and paint it, but then once it shrinks, you're going to see every single nail hole again, and that's going to look really bad. So with that, we'll go upstairs. I'm going to leave this product down here because I'm not going to use it. I'm going to be filling in the holes in the crown molding from the past few videos that you saw up there in my office. I'll show you my technique on filling those nail holes, and you're going to see just how simple and easy this is. This is a really simple task to complete. If you got the right product, it's just a smooth job all around. So let's go up there and I'll show you that technique. So here we are up here. You could see these nail holes in this crown molding. If you watched the last few videos, you saw us install this, and this is up here in my office where there's actually a computer up here now, and it looks a little bit more like an office with that. But it's got a long way to go. We're going to be doing trimming out this window, this door, putting wainscoting and other stuff. So should make for some interesting videos. But for these nail holes right here, I'm going to show you filling these in. And this is kind of one of those things where if you've seen one, you've seen them all. So I'm not going to show you filling in every nail hole in this room because it's kind of redundant. So I'm going to show you this process. It's a very simple process. However, a few people that I have trained on the job to do this have messed it up and made a lot of extra work for us. And the way that they messed it up was simply by using too much nail filler and making a lot of extra sanding work for us that was completely unnecessary. So what I'm going to do is just open up this container, just grab a good amount for the work that I need to do, which is just filling in this room, and that's probably a little excessive, but I'll close up the container. We don't want to leave that open. Then what you're working with, you can just put that on your ladder, or if you're doing base, you could put it on some kind of material where it's not sitting on the floor. But just grab some that you're working with, and then really all you're gonna do is take like an amount like that, just that you can push in to the nail hole and fill it in. So once you fill that in, you can see I'm pushing it in, and then there's excess, right? That's fine as long as I wipe that excess off. So that's exactly how I do it. I have a lot of nail filler on my finger, and then I just push it in. So if you look up here, I'll push that in, and it leaves excess behind. Now the key to this is just go back, wipe off that excess. Same thing here, and just wipe off that excess. And we kind of sand it with your finger a little bit. Make sure it's filled into the surface of the material. And that's it. Those two nail holes right there are filled. That one's filled. And then I'll go up here on these two. You push it in, and then you just sand with your finger, sand off the excess. It's a little dusty, but it's not bad at all. At the end of the job, we just have very minimal dust just around the perimeter of the room if we're doing crown or base or whatever, because you're kind of doing that sanding technique with your finger, and that is really it. So go ahead and get started on this room, and I'll let you know when it's lunchtime. Just kidding, but I'll tell you what you don't want to do. So let's look at this. So this is what people have done in the past. They've pushed it in, pushed it in, pushed it in, pushed it in, and literally have left it like that. So the thing about that is, as that dries, it's going to be very difficult to wipe that off. So what you're going to have to do is sand it off, and then you're making a whole lot more work and a whole lot more dust. Totally unnecessary. So at this point with that, what I can do is just take my hands and just kind of dust it off. Wipe off the excess, and then sand it with my fingers. Wipe off that excess. See, and that's literally already drying and getting hard. So you gotta be quick. So the key to it is don't, just use an excessive amount without just cleaning up the nail hole area around it. That's it. That's the most frequently asked question. It's such a simple process, but I wanted to share it with you because it gets asked more than any other thing on this channel. So again, that's DAP Drydex, the pink stuff with the white dry time indicator. And now as this dries, you'll notice that it turns all white. I mean, it's still kind of pink right now, but as it cures up, it's gonna look just solid white. At this point, what you would want to do is, if you didn't leave a whole lot of excess on there and you sand it with your hand before it dries, you actually wouldn't even have to go back and physically sand every nail hole, because you didn't leave enough on to even do that. But if you do leave too much on, I recommend a fine grit sanding sponge and just sand the whole molding to give it a uniform finish. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you feel like I left something out, leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.